Hey Flosstube, it's Kerry in Stitches. It's Saturday the 29th of September. There we go, still in September. This is Flosstube number 28. Well, it's been an eventful morning. It's been a bit of a challenge to record, shall we say, this morning. Okay, so I hope you've all been well and had plenty of stitchy time this last couple of weeks. I've not got my usual note format and it's kind of throwing me a little bit. So stitchy life update. Eldest broke his finger at school playing basketball, so we've had various trips to the hospital. So that's how I've spent my days off in the last couple of weeks. That's why I'm recording on a Saturday morning. Everybody's in the house, it's a bit kind of busy, but hey, we're just going to go for it. And it's funny, a year ago I could not have recorded a Flosstube with everybody in the house. I forget which was my first one that I recorded. When there were people in the house, it was kind of weird, but I'm glad I got over that fear and I just get on with it now. And if we get interrupted, we get interrupted. Hubby's just made me a coffee, so I think I'm okay. Kids are upstairs, so Lottie was helping me but got a little bit bored, so we started again. It got a little bit yeah. So other than Tom breaking his finger and numerous trips to the hospital and trauma clinics, I've almost finished my qualification now, so I've got one more visit from my assessor. No more essays to write. Very happy about that one. Just one set of oral questioning left, which doesn't take a lot of preparing, so I will be done in 3 weeks' time. Cannot wait. So it's very exciting. A year and a half of hard work. So let's go. Oh, Strictly's back on. Dancing with the Stars, for those of you in pretty much every other country, I think that's what it's called. So we like to do sweepstakes in our house. We have a bit of fun. We did it with the World Cup. When I saw that Strictly had a sweepstake, we've printed our Strictly sweepstake off. We have favourites. We have ones we're not so keen on. Expect me to be talking about Strictly a little bit here and there, so I'm sorry for those of you in the UK who really don't care, and those of you in other countries who have no idea what I'm talking about, possibly other than the format of the programme. Prizes are, well, the prizes is a very large bar of chocolate for the winner, a couple of runners up smaller bars, and a bar of chocolate for whoever's couple gets the first 40 of the series. So it's a bit of fun, it gets us all involved in the programme. Tom will join in despite the fact he hates Strictly. It's one of these things that we could use as a punishment. If he's done something wrong, sorry Tom, you've got to watch Strictly. That would be his worst nightmare. So, but he will join in because, well, who doesn't want a chance to win a bar of chocolate? I normally buy the big 300-gram bars of Cadbury's. So that's that. Okay, so while Strictly's on, I am going to be bobbinating my Jodyri threads because I find it tricky to stitch because I don't want to stitch whilst the dancing's on, so I stitch in between sort of when they're doing the here's how training went and all that kind of thing, and the silly bit parts that Tess, I've shouted my first shut up Tess at the television. Tess is one of the presenters. I find her quite irritating. So I'm stitching for 2 or 3 minutes and then I look up and then I look back down after the dance is finished and I forget where I've gotten to. So I'm going to bobbinate my Jodyris because I tried, if anybody saw my Instagram story on, Instagram on Wednesday, I was looking for some threads because I was hoping to use some of my Jodyri for the KTcoffeetimeSAL. Remember the hashtag. And I'd emptied the box on the floor. I'll insert that photograph here. I'm sorry, I'm just noting the timestamp on my notes. yeah, just to try and find them. And I've decided that using kind of the Flosstube Wake style storage just doesn't work for the Jodyri. They're mostly very highly multicoloured threads, very much like the kind of MoSAL, I guess, would be quite a good equivalent. And as beautiful as they are, they're not that easy to colour match to. It's not like the Victorian Motto or Colour and Cotton, where there are far more solid colours, or the variation is a lot more subtle. You know, some of them go from purple to orange to green to blue, and a kind of finding a design where you can have that it's not that easy. I've got a few that are far more solid colours, and actually there's a beautiful silver grey there, there's a really nice kind of pinky red, but even some of the single colours go from very light to very dark, so it can be quite hard to find them. So I'm trying my best to, where I can, to use them. My plan is, when we do the excess nation sale for the Heartstring Samplery Chart, Cross Stitch Nation, I'm going to try and do the dresses in Jodyri, or the outfits in Jodyri, because I need to use some of these. I've nearly 100 of them, so it's not a full set of them, but it's nearly half a set of. It's a good half of them. Well, nearly. I think there's 250, 220, something like that. It's a lot, and I need to get some of them used up, because I think so far I've used two, might be 3, and that's kind of, it's a lot of money to spend on stuff that's just going to sit there and look pretty. I have a problem with the fabric doing that, but the fabric kind of, hand-dyed fabrics will sit in my stash for a long time, but when I find the perfect project, then, oh, she's just leaning forward to it. Low battery warning, because I forgot to charge my phone last night. Gone, thread's gone. Jodyri, yeah, it's a lot of money to have spent on threads that I'm not going to use, when I could have maybe brought DMC. The fabric, that's where I was going with that one. The fabric, I don't mind cording so much, because I kind of know when it's the right thing, the right piece will be there. So like I had the orange one, I thought I'm never going to use this orange one, and then it was perfect for the cameo. And the, I can't think what it's called, Peace on Earth SAL, the blue was perfect. As soon as I saw the thing, I thought, I know which one I've got for that. So I'm not so worried about the fabrics. I'm happy to kind of stockpile fabrics, because I know that I know that when the right chart comes, I'll just use them. But with threads that aren't so easy to, I'm just accumulating multicoloured threads that it's not so easy. I love my black work, and I can use them for that kind of thing, or for kind of ink circly things, but I don't, that's not like it's all I stitch. So, right, ramble. That was a bit of a ramble, wasn't it? Okay, so let's go with some what I've been doing. My ATC's gone off, so I'm going to insert a photograph here. And I've also been stitching lots of tiny biscornu, so I posted a few of those along with some other beaded scissor fobs to various people this week, so look out for those in your mailboxes next week. They only went yesterday, day before, Thursday, so they're not going to get to their destinations for another week or so. So I'll insert a photograph of those, and I've written timestamp down so it makes it easier for when hubby does the editing for me to be able to say they're here. I finished my biscornu for the Great Biscornu Swap, and I'm hoping to get that, and I've just spotted a box in the corner of the room, random thing, empty cardboard box that's quite small, so I know I was going to go and buy a post-pack box, and now I don't need to. So Rita Maria, that'll be heading your way maybe as early as today. So posting next Monday, but if I can get it in the post today, I can get it in the post today, because I can't guarantee I'm going to get to the post on Monday, and they're closing my local post office. I'm so upset about that. Well, not upset, but it's going to be a big inconvenience, because now the next nearest one is the city centre one. Now I know I work in the town, but whereas I can go, I'll just pop to the post office on the way home from school. The queues are likely to be less. You get to see a person rather than a self-service till. The post office in town is wildly understaffed. If I'm sending if I do the post, so prime example, this week I did 4 special recorded delivery letters for work and sent 5 things abroad. That's a lot of postage to have to stand typing to the machines like this the whole time with a finger on the touchscreen, and you still have to come. And I like people. I don't mind doing self-service with my shopping. I'm scan, job's done, that's fine. But if I've got to stand and type loads of addresses in, I'm going to give it to a person who knows exactly which bit of, who is trained to use it, not me going, now, when you say postcode, which part of a USA postcode is what you want? And sometimes it doesn't like the length of the address, because I know sometimes they're quite long road names, or you might have like 1234 Northwest Drive, apartment 123, and it only likes you can't, that's too many characters, and it kind of has a fit. But if you're a post person, you know what to put in. Like if you work in the post office, you know what to put in to make it go. Oh, I'm getting very handsy. Right, let's FOs, random post office rant. FO, I finished, I beaded Blackwork Lady. That's coming through. Let's find some bib. I'll do. Oh, except that's the back of the design. There we go. I don't care. That's the back of my Blackwork Lady. There are a couple of threads that need clipping, but it's a bit of a mess. I don't care. There we go. You can't really see the beads because, well, they're black beads on black. So I don't know. Yeah, you can see a little bit of raising there. So I love this. Can't believe I waited 6 years to stitch it. I'm using a different tripod today, so if I keep leaning forward, it's because I can't see. I usually wear glasses for distance. I don't wear them in the house, to be honest. I don't wear them for Flosstube because usually the camera's here and that's my field of vision. So it's all a bit blurry. So if things are out of focus, I'm sorry, I can't see. And I'm just looking to see if my glasses are still in here, and they're not. My glasses end up wherever I take them off in the house. Generally it's anywhere downstairs. I think they are. Yeah, right, okay, it's no good. I am going to go and get my glasses. I will be right back. Right, we are back. We have glasses. I can now see that things are in focus. So I apologise if the last 12 minutes weren't in focus. Okay, so we're going to move on. I love Blackwork Lady, she's beautiful. She's on a piece of hand-dyed fabric that my friend Steph did for me. So hello Steph if you're watching, because I know sometimes she watches. So next, I couldn't decide, so I've stitched all these tiny biscuit. No, I have no idea if I've told you that. I've said that about 5 times. Yes I have, post office rant. Okay, so I was stitching all those and I kind of got to the point, I thought, okay, I'm done with those now, what do I stitch? Tiny Decisions it's still there, I'm still using it. It's weird seeing me wearing glasses on my Flosstube. I pulled Cityscape, and there we go, that's where we're at. I have stitched, filled in the roof, a window, the bottom bit here, and a tree. So not a lot, but it was an evening or so's work, using a minder. So that's the full thing. On my aim, it was a page finish this weekend. A page will be, basically the page I'm working on is that bit there. So I think so 5 clouds and finish off the cars and that building, and I'm done. Oh, and hot air balloon. So I like keeping my little photocopy of the picture of the chart on like that. Just kind of a bit of motivation. Also helps me to see where I am in the design. So So that is stitched on 25 count light blue even weave by Zweigart. It was the called for fabric, but actually no, it wasn't. It was the called for count and make, because the design is by Zweigart. There's no actual design listed other than Zweigart. The called for was Anchor, but I'm stitched it in the called for DMC. No changes as of yet to it, although I'm going to change a couple of the hot air balloons. I think I'm going to make the grey hot air balloon blue rather than grey. And I'm going to change one of the cars to be a Volvo, which is what we have. So there's one of them that's going to be very easy to adapt. It's already got pretty much a Volvo shape, so I'm going to make it look like our car. Okay, so that's what I've been working on. I was tired yesterday. Did a lot of walking to and from the hospital with my eldest, and it's been a busy week. We've done food shopping this week, which always it's the one thing that plays havoc with my chronic fatigue. So after having done a food shop, and then this week, because we shop for a month at a time and then nip in for other groceries in between, so that exhausts me. So I haven't stitched a lot this week, to be honest, because of being so tired. Yeah. Oh, Hospital Wake travel project is Mr. X Stitches Bauble. I've had a few times where I've been sat around waiting, so I did most of that bottom pink bit in the hospital waiting room yesterday. So I'm glad that's I'm glad it's halfway done now, because it's a lot more stitching than you think. Although I know some people are knocking these out in 2 days, so it's just me. It's because I'm not devoting time to it. It is my travel project. So let's go on with some haul, and then I will talk about my stitchy plans. So haul, random purchase. Paper Chase had their up to 50% sale. I got one of these folding rulers. I'm just going to, it's 120 centimetres. Will I use it? Actually, I did use it the other day. I normally just use my tape measure, but my granddad was a carpenter and he used one of these all the time, and it kind of reminds me of him. So when I saw it and it was half price in the sale, I kind of went, I think I'm going to have one of those, and I did. Aldi had one of their sewing events on and had lots of various rotary cutters, scissors, yeah, rotary cutters and scissors for £2.99, pinking shears. So I have got pinking shears, but they seized and they were very expensive, and I was very upset, and cracked the handle. So despite the fact that I probably could get them unseized, they broke the handle. So, well, they've cracked them, so I don't know how stable they would be. So they were worth spending £3 on. I won a giveaway from Sandy Bakos. I got the ribbon embroidery kit. I don't intend to do it as, I know there's a bit of reflection there, but it's in one of these shrink wrap thingy made packets, so if I take it out, I can't put it back in. It's a full kit. I'm going to stitch it as an ornament. I've done a little bit of ribbon embroidery before, and actually that kind of is very much my Christmassy kind of. I like traditional things. My mum will love that. So I'm very, yeah, I shall look forward to doing that. And we'll see how that goes. So I have got things coming from, I've still got Jodyri and Chromatic Alchemy to come for this month. I'm about to I need to order Cross Stitch Nation. But Cross Stitch Crazy has arrived. This is issue, she says, 248. I'm writing it down because what I do is, excuse me, whilst Tubby edits, I do the texty box drop down thing. But generally I tidy up and then I go and put the magazine away, and then I do it all, and then I go, oh, what issue was it? And then have to go and get the magazine back out. So I've written it down. Look at me, that's planning for you. Right, Cross Stitch Crazy. There is the index. Let's see what we've got. I'm a bit kind of about the designs. So the cover kit were gift tags by Jodyri Jones. Little robins. They're actually really quite cute. I have stitched gift tags before, but I tend to make them into ornaments rather than tags, because as fantastic as gift tags are, gift tags are pretty disposable. I could understand if you did one really, really lovely one that you kind of used every year, then it wasn't just like on cardboard, that it was a proper fabric tag and maybe you had it tied to your stocking or something like that. I get that, but we don't tend to use like sacks and things like that for Christmas. We have, the kids have Christmas stockings, but they already have their names on them, and they're ones I made a few years ago. So I'm selfish in me, would not sit and stitch gift tags just to attach to everyday, well, just like standard presents, because they wouldn't be kept. There we go, Tatty Teddy makes an appearance. All that grey. I have stitched a Tatty Teddy before now. The usual letters and all that kind of thing. There's a little, lots of quick, oh come on Kerry, quick stitches in here with no pictures. So there's a little Arctic seal. These are 50 Emma Congdon designs. Ooh. And there are some really pretty ones actually. So I'm guessing these are the in colours, the purple, the blue for this year. There's a couple that make really nice biscornu. There's actually a really cute snow globe that reminds me of, no, they haven't done a feature on it and I can't show it you, but there's a like really nice kind of her cities. No, it's not Emma Congdon, is it? That's Jodyri. Jodyri kind of cities. It's Satsuma Street ones, but it's kind of a snow globe that's really cute. I might try and stitch that actually. There's an alphabet. There's a lot of nice Emma Congdon smalls there. This month's must-haves. Must-have brought out a unicorn. That might be a must-have. We got a Bethlehem design. I'm not using a different tripod, so I've just realised how much further away it is. I didn't think it was that far, because I'm using a full-size tripod rather than my table tripod, and my arms aren't as long as I thought they were. Crazy for Elves by Jane Schofield. There's half a dozen little elves. Can't show you those. There's no picture. Oh, I suppose so. No, that's not big enough. There it is. So to give you an idea, there's a computer generated one of it. Yeah. There we go. Oh, I like this. Susan Bates, floral alphabet. Winter blooms, the poinsettias and holly, mistletoe, all with black letters, but they're really, really pretty. I like those. And there's also numbers as well. So that's really, those are really, really nice. That's actually a good idea. Somebody could use them as a wintry welcome sign. Direct welcome. That's actually a really good idea. I think it's one of the editors has done that. Lots of winning stuff. A little 3D train that you can do with plastic canvas. So it's all numbered with what you've got to stitch and everything. Numbered and lettered for making it up. It's actually only about 6 colours, so it's quite cool. Quick Stitch Drinks by Jenny Barton. So you've got champagne glasses, beer bottles, whiskey, cocktails, gin bottles, kind of with a festive thing, so they've got streamers on them or a bow or something. Then we've got On the Road cards by Sharon McKinnon and Tiny Modernist. Ooh, there we go. And we've also got those ones. Doreen Jones retro table set. Not loving this. Nope, not. That's kind of. I get the retroness of it. I remember seeing the bluey kind of, but also they were more tealy coloured. But no, it's cute, but no. Julie Andrews is the Star Stitch, and they've used that image of her. We've got fairy cards by Lizzie Kate. The Challenge Lucy one, so none of these have got, what's the word I'm looking for? Pictures, but there's Siamese cats, two cats together wearing Christmas hats, so a red-brown husky head. Angkor Wat in Cambodia. Ukulele, Jack in the Box. A boy that sat in a moon. There we go. Track It Down and something like that. The online thing. Is there a blog of the month? No, not a blog, what do you call it? You usually have a website with it. Not a website, like a YouTube site. Okay. Get what these are now. You stitch around a tube, you stick a balloon on it, and it's looking like you can do like fire, scrunched up paper and stuff out of them, like balls and things. But no. Next month is this lot. Let me have a look. Got nothing there is grabbing me. That's your lot. That was Prostic. So that's it for haul. I've got things that are coming in, but not here yet. I've just moved my list. Plans. Well, we're all about the sales. October is definitely a time for sales. And obviously the most important sale is the Coffee Time sale. So if you haven't heard about this, where have you been? I am hosting with Tess Stitches the Lizzie, we'll take this one out of the last, look at that. We are hosting the Lizzie Kate, Coffee Time sale. The hashtag is KTcoffeetimeSAL. I'm hoping that's going to appear on the screen because hubby is awesome. So if you have this chart, you want to join in with us, we'd love to have you on board. I think there are 6 or 7 of us now in it. So obviously Tess and myself, Samantha from Crafting Between Stitches, Angie the Hibernation Stitcher, Jade, Carriad Stitches, I think Stitching Sarah, who I'd never heard of before. Hands up, never heard of her before. So she says she's joining in with us. I found her video this week, and there's somebody else, and I can't remember who, because I'm sure that, yeah. So come along and join us for that. I need to make a note of that times 29, 30. There we go. Okay, so that's what I'm not stitching in any of the call for colours, unless you count the DMC, but they're the alternative. They're not the, yeah, you know what I mean. So that's not a call for. So those are the DMC suggestions. I've just got those on here for reference. That is the one that I dropped in that I found at the bottom of a cup of coffee. So somewhere I'm going to incorporate that, even though it doesn't call for a yellow, but we'll put it in somewhere. I'm going to do, when I get round to, I'm starting, I'll put it back in the packet as well. I am starting with Today's Good Mood. So I am going to stitch, but this is one of my Jodyri. So I'm hoping to be able to do a coffee cup with a bit of fussy cutting on the thread. The 2 coffee cups will be in that thread, and then I've got this really, really pretty kind of autumnal a clockwork orange, it's called. It's going to be for anything which calls for sweet potato. So I think there's a couple of hearts, so that's going to be in that. I think that'll be a perfect mix. So I think that's really quite a good between the call for and the, yeah. One of the stripes in the coffee cup is 598, so I had a huckleberry in my stash, so that's going to be that cast. The browns I've pulled, which aren't, they go together well, they're not overly like the called for, but I've decided that I'm really going to try and be a bit more, use what I've got, and so I managed to kit it up completely from stash, and I'm really proud of myself for doing that actually, because I was on the verge of kind of just ordering stuff, and I thought no, I'm going to try and kit up from stash, and I have, so yay go me. Even though I got it down to, I'll just order the browns and the blue and the green, and no, I've done it from stash. At some point I've bought those for other things, but we'll see how it goes. I tea coffee dyed some 18 count. This was one of the pieces that was sent to me by Lynn. So I don't know if I'll use that side of it, but I love that side. This is using the Priscilla and Chelsea tutorial. If I remember, I will link that below. So that's all good to go. This is just a kind of looks like cross stitch fabric. This I bought last Christmas from Wilko in the UK. I am covering things. So that starts 1st of October, Monday. Be there. The next sale is on the 10th of October, and it is for Link is my homeboy's birthday, and she's doing the black pearl with a few people, which is a primitive hair design, but she's kind of gone, if you don't have that, that's not your thing, stitch on a mermaid, or basically anything, just throw the hashtag on it. Her words, not mine. But I did have a mermaid in my stash, and I've been saying I'm going to start this for about a year, and I haven't, and it is going to be my first Nora, so I'm going to be stitching that. I'm not taking out the bag because I said so. I am going to order some of the call for on here, but I have narrowed it down to 4. So all I'm going to order for the call for is the lemon lime, which is a lot of the background, and the reds. I think I worked it down to cherry tomato and chili pepper, I think, are the 2 that I'm going to order. There are lots of other colours, but I will get the credit and I'll get beads. But I'm trying to stitch from stash as best I can, and I can do a lot of that with DMC. All that blue, the blues is 3 or 4 different colours, so for the variation I don't think it's going to matter. And I had a good look at the chart, and where the variation is, you think, oh, that's quite variegated there, that really needs it. Actually it doesn't, because it happens to be 2 or 3 colours. So I'm going to go with my plan, and it will be fine. If it looks horrendous, I can order later on. So that's what I'm going to be ordering from Peakside later. I am stitching on the called for 23 count. I'll invent fabric. 32 count Permin linen in Water Lily. So because I managed to get a really big piece from Linda's Farm, which was that a few weeks ago, and it's twice the size of what I need, but it was £6.50, so that's a really good deal. It's almost a fat quarter of fabric. So yes, I'm pleased with that. And the last one, I think I mentioned this earlier, although we have had about 8 takes of this video, so who knows, is the Xstitch Nation SAL, which is to stitch the heartstring samplery. Gonna insert a picture. And I've just written down a timestamp. If you see me just keep looking down and writing stuff, I'm writing timestamps down just to try and help me today because there's lots of bits to insert. I'm going to try and do as much, like it's going to be DMC and it's going to be Jodyri. I'm saying it there. And it's going to be from Fabric in My Stash. So the only thing I'm getting is the chart. Heather, Link is My Homeboy, is hosting this one with somebody else. And I'm sorry, I can't remember who. Sorry. I've heard there's a Northern Lights stitch along starting soon as well, which was and I'm thinking it's the one from Cross Stitch Crazy a few months ago. I am tempted to join that. If I can do it from Stash, I might join in because I really did like that chart, and I've got navy blue Ada I could use, and if it's big enough I'll just cut a chunk out of it, so it might not be big enough, but we'll see, and I'll see if I can join in. And I've got a couple of darker hand dyes as well. Right, I'm going to see if I can do that one from Stash. If I can do it from Stash, I will join in. If I can't, so I have the chart, then we will see. Giveaways. So last video was my Flosstube anniversary. Woo! And that you can still win this bag of goodies, which is not full yet, and there will be more. There's at least another 3 or it's at least another, I don't know, 3, 4. So far it's got a chart, piece of fabric and a couple of threads. There is definitely more to go in. So if you'd like to win the mystery bag, watch my last video and enter. I'm only taking entrance on video 27, so if you want to win it, you need to go back to that one. We have winners, but I did do 2 little charts as well. So the giraffes was won by Lynn Campbell. Lynn, I have your address. And then we have the teacups. Stitchy Mommy, that's yours. Which is a good thing, I hadn't posted your other charts on. I thought I had, and I haven't. So I have your address. I'm going to post that too. So yay, they'll be going this weekend if I'm doing a post office run. So this week we're going blackwork because my birthday is in November and I'm thinking of doing a SAL, a blackwork SAL. So, but more on that mid-October, maybe next video, maybe the video after, we'll see. So the first option is this blackwork rose designed by Anne McGregor. This is from an old cross stitch gold. Has it got the issue number? No, it's from an old cross stitch gold magazine. I don't think cross stitch gold exists now. So I would like to stitch the rose. I'm only doing 2 again this time because the other giveaway is still ongoing. So, and then there's another blackwork. This is designed by, I did know this, I knew the answer to this at one point. I don't have a clue. This is from Cross Stitch Collection, April 2011. And this is this beautiful lady. Oh, no, it's 10% battery now. This is, it says like it's Anchor, but they're black and red basically. So there's no Krennic or anything, I don't think. No. So, lady or rose, those will be drawn next time. These have come from magazines. These were passed to me because of my love of blackwork, and I won't stitch them. So if you don't like charts from magazines, don't enter. They will come, I'll do that one, they'll come like that because they've already been folded to be sent to me. I'm sending them out as they are. Be over 18, do not mention giveaway, be a subscriber, all the usual stuff. And those will go in video 28, and I will also announce the winner of the package that I'm yet to finish putting together in video 28 too. But it's just going to be, it's going to be full of my favourite things. I did say I will get a UK magazine of your choice, whichever the current issue is of Cross Stitch Crazy, Border Cross Stitching, or Cross Stitcher. So that'll go in with that. There's some fabric. There is a little chart of a house because I love stitching houses. There'll be a few threads in there, and other goodies. Let's go with the word goodies. So because these are the bags I predominantly use for my project bags, these are just large pencil cases. They will hold a magazine as well. So that will be full, and that will be sent anywhere in the world. Go back to the last video to see about that one. Thank you for all those lovely comments. There were so many lovely comments, and I really enjoyed reading them last time. Thank you to all those who like and subscribe. I'm almost at 400 subscribers. That's really quite exciting. If I get there, we might have a bit of a birthday 400 subscriber giveaway as well. Not promising anything, but it might be there. I have an idea for that one. So I think that's it for the giveaway. Done my thank yous for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting. Shout outs. I've watched a few new people to me, not necessarily new Flosstubers. So, although one is a new Flosstuber. So I've already mentioned Sandy Bakos. I watch her quite a lot. She's been doing vlog style videos recently. Stitching Sarah. I follow her on Instagram. Didn't realise, you know how some of these things pass you by. You're like, I knew you did Flosstubes, but I didn't, for some reason, hadn't gone to watch you. She put coffee time in her title. I went, ooh, I wonder. Went and watched it, and so she's joining in. I had no idea. So Stitching Sarah, she's from the UK too. So we've got Mind My Needle Sam. I've been talking to her a lot when Heather does her live videos, so it was right to go and watch her, and she watches me. Hi Sam. Angie the Hibernation Stitcher. Somebody else I hadn't gotten around to watching who's joining us for coffee time. So yeah, hello Angie. And Dianne the Hot Mess Princess. She's a new Flosstuber. She stitches fantastic things and she's really funny. So I forget what she's got on the go. She's just visited England to the Royal College of Needlework, and bought some blackwork design, so I'm kind of quite keen to see how those go. I saw on her Instagram today that she'd won a prize in the state fair, so go watch her. She's brilliant, and she has these two gorgeous dogs who occasionally appear. So that's my shout outs. I think I've been through everything. I thought this was going to be really, really quick due to my lack of haul, lack of stitching. Turns out I just talk and talk and talk. Have a great fortnight, friends. I will see you in 2 weeks for my next video. Happy stitching and have a great weekend. Bye bye.